She simply was better in these conditions than me. She won the match not because she played incredible.
Unacceptable. Sabalenka explodes after controversial call favors Coco Gauff. The world watched in shock as her fury erupted. Raw, unfiltered, impossible to ignore. A Grand Slam final should have been about skill, heart, and strategy. But in that critical moment, emotions boiled over, and the tennis world held its breath. One line in a press conference changed everything. Was this pure frustration or a statement that could redefine a rivalry? Fans erupted online, debating every word, every gesture. Commentators scrambled to explain the unexpected outburst. Gauff, calm and composed, became the symbol of poise under pressure. Yet Sabalenka's anger echoed louder than her serves ever could. Questions swirled. Who truly earned the win? Who crossed the line? And in the shadows of this controversy, a story was being written, one that would keep the world talking for weeks. Could one explosive moment in French Open history change the legacy of two champions forever? I was going through a lot of things when I lost in this final 3 years ago, and I'm just happy to be here. The world of women's tennis paused. On one side, Aryna Sabalenka, a powerhouse whose serve and intensity had dominated courts for years. On the other, Coco Gauff, a rising American star whose agility and mental toughness were rewriting expectations on clay. The tension between them had been building quietly, a rivalry fueled by talent, ambition, and the constant gaze of global audiences. Sabalenka entered the 2025 French Open final as the clear favorite. Her season had been nearly flawless. She had won the Madrid Open, and her clay court dominance was undisputed. Gauff, meanwhile, had carved a surprising path through the draw, toppling higher-ranked opponents with precision and poise, earning her first major final on red clay. Fans around the world were electrified. Commentators speculated. Would the veteran Sabalenka maintain control, or would Gauff's fearless momentum carry her to an unexpected triumph? Both players knew what was at stake, not just a Grand Slam title, but respect, reputation, and the subtle hierarchy of women's tennis. Every serve, every rally, every decision could tilt the outcome. The atmosphere in the stadium was thick with anticipation. The opening exchanges reflected that tension. Both players trading powerful forehands and precise backhands, neither yielding an inch. The match was set to be a war of nerves as much as skill, a collision between raw power and tactical brilliance. As the first set progressed, it became clear that Sabalenka was slightly off her rhythm. Wind and clay added unpredictability, and Gauff's anticipation allowed her to read shots earlier than anyone expected. The scoreboard tightened, the crowd's murmurs growing louder. Every point carried weight beyond the baseline. This was about legacy as much as victory.
Even early in the match, the drama simmered. A few questionable line calls, close challenges, and unexpected unforced errors hinted that tension was building. Spectators whispered, social media began to buzz, and everyone watching could sense that something more than tennis might unfold. The stage was set. 2 champions, 1 final, a world watching, and a moment that would ignite a storm was only minutes away. From the first serve of the final set, the energy shifted. Sabalenka started strong, winning a tight first set, 7-6-5. Her forehand struck with authority, her serves fired down the tee, but cracks began to appear. Unforced errors mounting, frustration evident in every tight fist and impatient stomp. Gauff, calm under pressure, sensed the opening. She exploited the gaps in Sabalenka's game, her returns precise, her footwork relentless. By the second set, Sabalenka's frustration was visible, her voice rising after missed opportunities, her coach whispering encouragement from the sideline. Fans and commentators alike remarked on the shift. The momentum was slipping, the narrative turning in favor of the underdog. By the third set, Sabalenka was visibly struggling. Errors that once seemed unthinkable piled up, giving Gauff control. And then came the controversial moment, a close call at the net that the umpire awarded to Gauff. The call seemed minor, but it struck a nerve. Sabalenka's expression hardened, her jaw clenched. The cameras caught the flash of fury in her eyes, a storm barely contained. Gauff didn't back down. She pressed her advantage. And despite Sabalenka's attempts to regain composure, the momentum was unstoppable. The set ended 6-2, 6-4 in Gauff's favor. The stadium erupted, but the victory was overshadowed by the tension, by the storm brewing in Sabalenka's mind. After the match, the press conference began, and Sabalenka exploded. I think she won the match not because she played incredible, but because I made all of those mistakes, she said bluntly. Her voice was tight, controlled, yet every word carried raw anger. This was the worst final I ever played. Honestly, if Iga had been in my position, maybe the outcome would have been different. The room went silent. The statement was shocking, dismissive of Gauff's hard-fought victory. Social media lit up instantly. Fans questioned Sabalenka's sportsmanship. Analysts debated, was this an honest reflection of frustration or a dismissal of Gauff's triumph? Across platforms, reactions were instant. Twitter users called it unacceptable, while Reddit threads exploded with heated debates. Some defended Sabalenka, emphasizing the pressure and emotional toll of a Grand Slam final. Others criticized her, calling it a poor loser moment and questioning the culture of respect in elite tennis. Even Gauff's response became a story. She's a fighter, she said. I respect her. I just focused on my game and tried to earn the win. Her grace under scrutiny only magnified the contrast, intensifying the public's interest in the unfolding drama. The controversy didn't end with a press conference. Days later, social media, sports news, and fan forums were ablaze. Headlines emphasized the explosive comments and sportsmanship debate. Articles dissected every word. Analysts replayed the call on loop, debating its fairness. The tension between personal emotion and public responsibility became a national conversation. Fan reactions were polarized. Some viewed Sabalenka's honesty as raw and human. Others deemed it unacceptable, seeing her words as an affront to a rising star who had earned her victory. Memes circulated, pundits waited on TV, and the story became a trending topic worldwide. Amid the media storm, Gauff remained composed. She gave measured interviews, emphasizing respect and determination, which only further fueled discussion. Was this the beginning of a heated rivalry that transcended the court, or a one-time emotional eruption that would fade? Recognizing the backlash, Sabalenka issued a public apology. That was completely unprofessional of me, she admitted. I let my emotions get the better of me, and I want to acknowledge Coco's victory. She also reached out personally to Gauff, seeking to repair the relationship. The apology was widely reported, but opinions remained divided. Some accepted her sincerity, others questioned whether words could undo the perceived disrespect. Reddit and Twitter continued to debate, hashtags trending reflecting the intensity of fan engagement. Even among commentators, the discussion remained complex. Was Sabalenka's reaction simply the human response of a competitor under immense pressure, or a lapse of professionalism that could affect her legacy? The questions lingered, unresolved, charged, and open to interpretation. The final question remains: what does this moment say about the future of women's tennis? Sabalenka's